so the blue boat did hold her off. Blue boat got second. Here comes Maddie. As long as we keep it steady, we're gonna finish third. Here's fourth, and sure enough, here's our boy who wants it. Notice how he's hiking harder now? Well, he was. He's in fifth. Yeah, see how he's trying harder now that the race counts. He should have been hiking this hard on the first upwind, but we don't sail in this breeze much. There's a lot of info coming at you. Right now, the info is ease, hike, ease 2 inches, hike, and then click it in 1 or 2 clicks. Just keep coming back to a fifth here, dude. And there's an A-fleeter right in there. Good job, Taylor. Back to fifth. Finish line just right. Race 3. That's good. Closing the gap on the boat to windward. Look at Björn. So Björn, first regatta of his life, he's sailing against kids that have been sailing 25 to 60 or 70 regattas in their lives. Most of these guys are former Sabot sailors, Sabot A-fleeters. Not a super strong fleet, but kind of like, you know, above average. Look at that. There's Christoph, look at him, 110 pounds or something there in that boat 9. He's totally first laser regatta. I'm really proud of these guys. Björn's right in there. Cool. Race 3 A-fleet. 9299. Stay high, buddy. Away from that boat. Preston should be staying high. Preston's making a mistake by closing into the bad air. He's getting closer to the bad air. He should have went to windward of Max. Max is late. Max needs to go. Tommy's accelerating late. Tommy waited too long to accelerate. 9360 was not over, so Max should have been where 9504 is, but actually about a boat length further towards me. So guys, that's not a good start. Heavy air, you have to push the line harder. The wind pushes you back, you gotta push against it harder. C1 fleet, race 3. Good job not barging by Taylor. We didn't change much for him. He needs to get that fight right off the line, you know, that hiking he had at the end of the last beat. He's way late, Maddie. Beautiful. She could be closer to the black boat, but she should be on the rail. Little late on the rail. See how the boat, there we go. If she got on the weight, oh, look at her spit out here a little. See how she's going forward again? If she got on the rail sooner, she would have split the black boat out of there. Race 4, Luff-In, Coronado Yacht Club, July 9th, 2019. Our goals for this race is everybody was finishing at this end. So for the starts, the line hasn't changed, the wind direction hasn't changed. We need to push down the line more. See how Preston's pushing down the line more? Go, Preston. Go, Max. Go, Max. You guys were late at the last start. Tommy, we said we wanted to start down at the pin. Yeah. So we'll see how he does, but again, we just gave up, against a really good fleet, we just gave up about 8 boat lengths. The only benefit to where Tommy is clear air. That was not a super smart place to tack. Luckily, Shane let you go. Next time, if you're gonna start at this end, start under the starboard tacker so that you can pinch them off and then do a proper legal crossing. If you'd have been top 5 in a regatta there and done that, you'd have been protested and you'd be doing a penalty right now. If if you were in the top 20, you still should have got protested. Could have been protested, but it won't happen unless you're in the top of the regatta. So just remember, you didn't cross him. If he wasn't your friend, you would be doing penalty turns. Looks good. We're working on keeping the boat dry in our submarine, and I think Preston and Max got off the line a little better this time. This looks really good. His boom is in, his leech is open. Obviously we have troubles with this boat keeping it dry inside because it's low to the water. He's big, but this is amazing practice. That's closed off, no tighter than that. That looks good, dude. I think we're doing okay. We'll see. I think we're doing okay. going this high. So I think Max is well ahead. We're working with Max on burping the main in the puffs and hiking. This race I wanted him to hike I told him about 20% more than he was. Not a whole lot harder. Again, it's a feathering boat. We hike hard, but we also feather the boat up. Hiking harder. He's a little bound up. He just needs to burp the main. Oh, he's trying to kick water out of his boat. So what he should do now is ease the main out and go ahead and pinch and try to bail some to leeward, but we'll see. We'll see how he does. He might be doing Oh yeah, Maddie listens so good. I told him we got to be down the line more. And look at her. Taylor's still a little late. We haven't worked much on Taylor's starts. He had a lot of baseball at the beginning of our sailing season here. Missed going to the California or whatever, or missed going to the District 32 championship game, or maybe he played in it. Almost went to Williamsport, I think. So he got a little later start. He hasn't had a lot of starting practice yet. We'll get that better. Maddie's just charging, 9969. Started at the pin, and just both of them. Taylor, we flattened his sail more outhaul, more Cunningham, leeboard back a 1/4 inch from where it was. I think he's gonna do better. He's the comeback kid, man. He's finished fourth, and like 7th, and the 7th was a almost capsize race, bailing the whole race, and he still finished. Oh, wind's gotten a little lighter, and River's not winning. This little guy's a good sailor. I don't know who he is, but he's got it locked in. Really good last tack. I think Tommy kept his boat drier that race. We'll probably see him bailing, but not as much as the other. There's Preston just behind. This is a strong A fleet, guys. These guys have been in A fleet a long time. Calvin's been in A fleet a couple years. Pete Bush has been in A fleet 4 or 5 years. Owen Fretwell 3-4 years. We've been in A fleet for less than 6 months. So you guys are doing fine. You're within a minute of these guys. Very unlikely we're going to see these conditions very often, and we are getting better because of these conditions. Okay, a little better by Max that time, still a little conservative. Preston down at the pin, looks like he pushed it harder. Guys got to remember, when it's windy, you got to start on the line. If you're late, it takes you longer to get to the line. If you're 4 seconds late, it takes you a long time to get to the line because you're in bad air and the wind is pushing you away back and you're trying to accelerate. Much better. Preston way down at the pin. Peter Bush first. Tommy, not great. Max did good here, 9299. Best start of the regatta for him, and that was 7th place start. So keep working on reading the boats around us. Those are smart people up there. And again, we waited too long to accelerate. If they're 3 boat lengths ahead of us, we should be sailing fast at 20 seconds. If they're 2 boat lengths ahead of us, we should be sailing fast at about 15 seconds. But if we're late, everybody. Those guys showed that we were late. See how far ahead, they're upwind by 5-6 lengths there. Gotta read the fleet in the last 30 seconds. If they're ahead of us, start sailing. Our goal for Tommy was to try this race on the rail the whole time. He's 140 pounds, and he's sailing a boat that is hard to keep dry, but we're gonna see if we can, if sitting on the rail, because it is a sitting on the rail boat. If you don't sit on the rail, the boat has too much rudder drag. You're fighting the rudder just to keep the thing out of irons. So sitting on the rail, it's complicated. If you're 74 pounds like Max, you sail the boat one way. If you're 140 pounds like Tommy, you sail the boat different. So I can't give everybody the same answer. It's like teaching a lion or an elephant to climb a tree. You're gonna have to teach them both different techniques to get up that tree. This guy beat River the last race. Here's River. kind of the last laser video I'm gonna do. There's the A and B fleet going upwind. I think Tommy is doing better. I think his boat is going fast forward better now with his weight on the rail. In the light spots he trims, in the puffs he burps. Maddie doing a great job. I told her I wanted her more down in the middle. Taylor more down in the middle. Very good listeners. Able to do what they're taught. Maddie's not over, so Taylor's a little late. Nice. That guy's ahead, but there you go. This has been a great day for the Sea Fleet. Maddie's capsized twice. Other boats capsize around her, and still figuring out the physics of a Sabot. When you turn it dead downwind hard, it builds up some inertia and the bow goes down. And so heading up would have been the savior in one of those moves at the one mark. That's cool. She's battling through it. Taylor, our goal, again, we flattened and sailed more. Our goal is to hike harder and burp in the puffs. He was just holding his main a little too tight in the puffs. So that's our goal this week. That is just a beautiful shot. That's where I learned, that's where I grew up, right there, where all those trees, I grew up right on that beach. So we got a lot of practice out here. We actually started in Lido's when we were about 10 years old down there. Lido's and Rebels. And I got towed home by the Coast Guard one night at 8 o'clock at night because we sailed Lido's to 10 miles from here. We sailed out to North Beach, Coronado, and we were surfing Lido's and Rebels on the beach. And one time we were coming back and the wind died, and my mom had the whole Coronado Police Department searching for me. Anyway, it was good surf that day. Beautiful A fleet, man. I don't know how they're going to come around, but I know Max and Tommy are at least middle. They kind of got schooled by Calvin Schmid today. And Peter Bush just rounded first, I think, for the first time. So when we go to the Sabot Nationals Prep Clinic, those are folks that we want to sail around. Peter Bush, a little bit. Oh, Carter Vachon, they're at 9360. Harrison capsized the last race, and he's in third. So these are the guys that we want to be around. There goes fourth, just rounded. Here goes Tommy Rudowitz. So our experiment worked. Really hard to wait till the end, but it was just, you know, you spend so much time bailing, you can't do a lot of experimentation when you're bailing. And I got him on the rail. We decided we're going to sit on the rail the entire time, 140 pounds, and you know, it's a delicate balance, and he did it, and he just had his best beat. Oh, there's Preston right next to him in fifth. Oh, this guy's Harrison's going down again. Bye-bye. Yeah, gotta be quick on your main sheet. You gotta look behind you when that puff hits. You gotta be pulling the main in. Uh-oh, Max Olson's in deep trouble. Going down. Yeah, rounding third in the last race. Big progress. So Taylor's now getting used to his boat. He's had it about 6 months and getting used to it. It's a little tippy, fast, squirrely little thing. Here comes Maddie. Oh, she let the main out too fast. Sit back, pull the main in, pull the main in. She needs to trim so hard right now. 70 degrees, 70 degrees. There she goes, she's trying. Try, pull it in, girl, pull it in. Yeah, oh good, she got it. She got it. She's got to pull her main in, another 10 degrees. Pull it in more, girl. She's gonna go down the mine if she leaves it out that far. Yeah, the Sabot is a very mast-heavy, bow-down boat. She should trim a little harder so she can bail. If you leave your main there and you try to bail, you're gonna flip. There she goes. Nice job. Pull the main in. Good. There. All we're doing downwind is survival. You know, just do not flip. Upright is fast. That's a very old Sabot sailing. In a Sabot, you capsize, your race is over. You can't rescue yourself. It's a really good boat. It teaches you got to stay upright. Other boats, you can get it back up and keep going. So I guess you could say a Sabot's a really bad boat.